How does your browser instantly make sense of a chaotic web page? Or how does your computer find one single file out of thousands? Well, the answer to how we manage just massive amounts of digital information often comes down to one elegant, powerful structure, the tree. And today, we're going to dig in and see how it all works. Okay, so let's start with an example you use literally every single day, probably without even thinking about it. We're going to pull back the curtain on a web page and find that hidden skeleton that holds the whole thing together. I mean, look at this. At first glance, it's just a total mess, right? A jumble of text and code. How in the world can a browser take this and turn it into the clean, formatted websites we see? It almost seems like magic. Well, here's the secret. It's not magic at all, because your browser doesn't see a mess. It sees this. It transforms all that code into this beautiful logical hierarchy. This, right here, is a tree, and it's basically the skeleton holding the entire web together. So come on, let's learn how to speak its language. All right, so we've seen one out in the wild. Now let's actually break it down. Understanding a tree is really all about getting the lingo down, the names we give to all the different parts and how they relate to each other. Every single tree has to start somewhere, right? And that starting point, this top-level node, A in this case, that's called the root. Think of it as the ancestor of every other node in the tree. Everything, and I mean everything, grows from here. And the relationships in a tree, well, they're described using this family metaphor that just makes perfect sense. A node is a parent if it's got other nodes branching off below it. And guess what? Those nodes are its children. And if those children all have the same parent, you guessed it, they're siblings. Let's just look at a super quick example to lock this in. See node H? That's the parent of node I. And since J, K, and L all branch out from I, that makes I their parent, and it makes them all siblings. See? Simple, right? Okay, now every single node in a tree falls into one of two buckets. If a node is at the very end of a branch with nothing below it, we call that a leaf. But if it has at least one child branching off from it, then it's an internal node. It's part of the tree's inner structure. And wow, this slide just illustrates the difference perfectly on a much bigger scale. Look at the left. All those red dots are the leaves. They're the endpoints of this big evolutionary tree. Now look at the right. All the blue dots are the internal nodes. Those are the branching points that create the entire structure. All right, so now we can name all the parts. Let's talk about how to actually measure a tree's dimensions. We need to get a handle on concepts like path, depth, and height to really get a feel for its shape. A path is pretty much what it sounds like. It's a route you can trace through the tree, just by following those parent-to-child connections. And the length of that path, it's simply how many steps or connections you have to take. And what's crazy is that paths inside the same tree can have wildly different lengths. Just look at this. That yellow path has a length of 10, while the shorter red path is just 4 steps long. And this idea brings us to two really key measurements. The depth of any single node is just its distance from the root. Super simple. And the height of the whole tree, well, that's just the longest depth you can find. Basically, the distance to its deepest, furthest leaf. Okay, now this is cool. What's so great about this slide is how it visualizes depth. You see the root at the top? It's red. That's depth 0. As you move down, the colors shift through the rainbow, showing each level getting deeper and deeper. It's just a really beautiful way to see the tree's layers. So what's the total height of that tree we were just looking at? Well, all we have to do is find the deepest leaf, and in this case, that maximum depth is 17. So the height is 17. That one number tells you the overall height of that entire complex structure. Pretty neat. So far, the trees we've been looking at can have, any number of branches. But now let's zoom in on one of the most common and important types out there, the binary tree. It follows one very simple but incredibly powerful rule. And that rule is just this. Every node can have at most 2 children. Not 3, not 10, just 0, 1, or 2. And these children even get specific names, a left child and a right child. This simple rule, this constraint, makes them super efficient for things like searching and sorting data. Now, inside the world of binary trees, there are a couple of important flavors that can be a little tricky to keep straight. 2 big ones are full and almost complete. A full binary tree is really strict. Every node has either 0 children or exactly 2. No in between. An almost complete tree is all about its shape. It has to be filled up level by level, left to right with no gaps. And this chart? Oh, this clears it all up perfectly. Check it out. Top left, you've got a tree that's neither. Top right, it's complete. See how it fills from left to right, but it's not full because some nodes only have one child. Bottom left, it's full since every node has 0 or 2 kids, but it's not complete because of that gap. And then bottom right, the perfect specimen. It's both complete and full. Okay, so let's pull all this together. We've gone on a journey from the roots all the way to the leaves, and we've learned the language of these amazing data structures. Remember that chaotic mess of HTML code we started with? Well, now you know the secret. The tree is what takes that chaos and imposes a logical, predictable order on it, an order that a computer can actually understand and work with. And listen, this is not just some abstract computer science concept. It is literally everywhere. The browser you're using to see this, the file system on your computer, the databases that find your search results in a blink of an eye, even biologists mapping the tree of life, they all depend on this fundamental structure. And just to bring it all home, this quote from our source really says it all. The nested tags define a tree rooted at the HTML tag. It was there the whole time. The very structure of the code is the tree, starting from that one single root. So, trees bring order to our digital world. They impose structure on what seems like chaos. And that really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other invisible, elegant structures are out there, hiding in plain sight, just quietly organizing the world all around us?